Hello everybody, this is BladeCrossEXE, and we are back covering MegaMan Timelines, issue number 1 this time. Yeah, I'm a few days behind on this, because I wanted to buy every cover variant that they have to inflate sales, you know, like I did with the Battle Network Legacy Collection, and just to have the convenience of getting them all in one place, I did order them from Udon directly, and also because my local comic shop, I put local in quotation marks, because the nearest one is actually over an hour away from me, and I don't know if they would have gotten all the cover variants. If they weren't so far, and if I could confirm they get every cover, I'd go support them instead. You know, always support local business. But I did also get the alternate cover variant of the issue 0, you know, for Free Comic Book Day, but I kind of like this cover better. Now, I am going to be keeping most of these in their sleeves. I'm just going to have one open for reading, but I do want to at least take a look at them to see if like the back covers are any different. So let's start here. We have the basic stock cover. That's the most common one that I've seen, and this is the one that is teased most often, and it's the one that was advertised in the back of the Free Comic Book Day issue 0. Y'all probably remember that from my previous video. So let's go ahead and open it up here. Pull the tape, and that's what the back cover looks like. Basically same as the front, but it's in black and white. And we'll get to, I think I saw a tiny spoiler in there, things do not look good for Torchman. We'll get to that here in a little bit. This one, I don't recognize this character right here, just off the top of my head. That's definitely Roll, that's Kalinka, and that's Splash Woman, but this one I don't recognize. I will say I am not as well versed in the classic series as I am in most of the others, so I don't know where she is from. But you know, get all the lady robots on here, so that's always good, always fun. And this one actually came with a little metal Mega Man card on the back. You know, it shows the half and half. You got Mega Man's half of his endoskeleton showing. Let's go ahead and pop this one open too, and let's see if the back cover is any different. Depending on how different it is, this will determine whether or not I even unbox the others, or unpack the others. Okay, it does appear that it is just black and white on the back, like the first one was. Stuck, oh, tape got stuck to the front cover. Okay, and I am going to go ahead and take that card out, though. Yeah, it is, in fact, solid metal. It's pretty cool. Gonna set that aside. I think this is probably my favorite cover variant of the ones that we've gotten, and like it's so goofy. Like look at Zero. Look how grumpy he is. I commented on that during the issue 0 breakdown, and this art and this pose actually kind of reminds me of Sonic the Hedgehog a little bit. Like just that grin mostly. Like, but I do love all of the representation from all the other Mega Man series. Like there's Spider down there from Command Mission. That's like the only thing he's ever appeared in. I don't even think he appeared in Mega Man X Dive. Oh, there's that, her. I don't know her name, but there she is again. I don't know if she's a character exclusive to this, or if... You know, actually, come to think of it, she might be from the X series. I honestly don't know. Let me know in the comments. I feel like such a scrub for not knowing that. If she's from, like, another comic work, and I don't recognize her, then I apologize. Yeah, we got Frost Walrus squaring up right there with... Who is that? Is that Blizzard Man? No, that's Blizzard Man right there. Frost Man, I think? There's Freeze Man back there. I really need to catch up on the classic series so I can learn my robot master names. And you see there's Dr. Vile right there. Kind of looking like Dark Sakura from Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel. You know, Grizzly Slash right there. Then, of course, you got the Legends cast. Just all around, like, ensemble here. Just all the greats. And I love it. This is one of the other cover variants that I see quite frequently, like when they were doing the early promos and all that. Yeah, it's just Mega Man blasting a bunch of metals. Really cool. It gives me a... like horde mode, like in a video game when you got like just endless waves of enemies coming at you. That's what that makes me feel like. Yeah. Would have been really cool if we got that Mega Man first-person shooter and you got a horde mode in that. This cover right here, I'm disappointed on two fronts. Firstly is because, look at that price tag, $6.99 for a blank cover, compared to $4.99 where we actually get some art. Also $4.99, where we get my favorite art from this issue. I don't remember how much this cover variant was, nor... Oh, that's just the regular one. I don't remember how much that cover variant was. I think it was a little more expensive, but this is more expensive than your standard stock one, and the stock cover too is also $4.99. But I have a further reason to be disappointed with this. For mine specifically, there's a blemish on the cover. Like, that is not on the sleeve. You can see that I'm moving the sleeve, but that blemish is on the supposed, just blank white cover. Like, the only reason I got it is because there was a variant, and it will help inflate sales, and they have told us that if these do well, if they sell well, they'll make more, so I'm trying to do my part in that, but I'm a little disappointed. I feel kind of cheated with that. No, that's about all I have to say about the cover variants. I wish I could have dug out my issue 0. I don't know where it is at the moment. Like most things in my house, I don't know where they are. But I'm gonna be keeping these in their sleeves, and I will be reading and getting images from this one to use in the actual video. And that's actually substantially thicker than I was expecting. A lot of comic books I see are like 2/3 this width or thickness, maybe half. But that actually feels like it's got a little bit of heft to it. It's also been a while since I've had any regular comic book experience outside of compilations at bookstores and stuff. But yeah, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into the actual meat and potatoes of this issue. Year 20XX. The future, meaning that this takes place sometime between 2026 and 2099. Well, we're literally starting off with a bang. Very first page, we have a building exploding. MegaMan sees the disaster on the news, and apparently the perpetrator blew out the windows in such a way that it would draw 8-bit MegaMan's face. I love Russia's expression here. Rock is also wearing a t-shirt that says 23. If the pattern from Battle Network holds up, pertaining to Mr. Famous's numbered shirts, that means that this number is in relation to a year or anniversary. Maybe the plans for MegaMan Timelines started back in 2023, even though the announcement wasn't made until 2024. Or maybe it's a Battle Network reference, since the Battle Network Legacy Collection was released in 2023. Regardless of what it means, Rock armors up and prepares to take off. Roll thinks it's an obvious trap, but MegaMan views it as an invitation. Hello there, Tango. We finally see who is attacking the city. 2 robot masters wearing cloaks emblazoned with skulls. And one of them is apparently Yoshikage Kira, since he has the ability to touch things and turn them into bombs. As we can tell by the cover, these 2 are actually robot masters from MegaMan 11, Torchman and Blastman. Bounceman is nowhere to be found, meaning that this isn't a direct continuation of issue 0, but those events might come back later. Torchman wants to fight MegaMan to test his own abilities, but Blastman just wants to get straight to the blasting and get the double gear back from MegaMan. So the comic assumes that you have either played MegaMan 11 or at least know what the double gear is, since this is the first time we're hearing about it in the context of this story. Some nice action here, with MegaMan evading Blastman's bombs, but Torchman wants to 1v1 the Blue Bomber. Wait, Blastman is blue and he uses bombs. Do we have to give MegaMan's nickname to him now? Anyway, Blastman doesn't seem to have a flair for the dramatic or honor or being a true warrior. He's just chaotic and wants to blow things up. Can I just say though, I absolutely love the way Blastman fights in this. I know I already made the JoJo reference, but his fighting style is like Killer Queen, but cooler, and he can use more than just one bomb at a time. Getting double grenaded in the face like that is just brutal. MegaMan isn't impressed by Blastman's fireworks, so Blast decides to get up close and personal, with Torchman repeatedly telling him to stand down. Torchman is being dumb here. Your orders are to destroy MegaMan, or at least to get the double gear back. While Blastman is down there getting work done, what's Torchman doing? Standing around and waiting for MegaMan to 1v1 him for his own ego rather than accomplishing his mission. With that kind of work ethic, you'll be out of a job real quick. MegaMan orders Rush to play dead, and he explodes, taking out Blastman. Oh, wait, no, sorry, that's Jimmy Neutron. MegaMan tells Rush to roll over, and they sling Blastman to the ground from high in the air. However, Blastman has a surprise for Rock as a massive bomb explodes, knocking him and Rush to the pavement. Torchman chastises Blastman for such wanton destruction, once again talking about how true warriors should compose themselves, and only now does Torchman realize that Blastman has been using metals as bombs, horrified that these innocent robots are getting caught up in the carnage. First of all, you watched Blastman do the same thing earlier. Second, Mets are a common staple of Wily's army in every classic Mega Man game that I've ever played. So how are we to determine that they're innocent without some kind of identifying trait? He continues to deride Blastman, saying that such methods are common for humans, but that robots are supposed to be better than that. Okay, Torchman is starting to frustrate me. Not because I think he's wrong for what he's saying, but because he should not be saying it. Firstly, he's showing signs of higher intelligence and free will and morality. Canonically, in quotes, at this point in the timeline, robots aren't supposed to have that kind of free will or thought capacity. That wouldn't be a thing until 21XX, when Mega Man X would be discovered and Reploids would be created. I personally think that giving classic-era robots free will and deeper personalities is a good thing, but it directly clashes with what the written lore has established, and I've been in more than one debate on the subject as to whether or not the classic series robots do have free will. Secondly, Torchman is the bad guy. He was reprogrammed by Wily for the purpose of combat and destroy Mega Man. He should have had any morality type of programming completely overwritten during that process, otherwise Wily just really sucks at hacking. Assuming that he isn't displaying free will and higher thinking, why would he be programmed to care that so-called innocent robots, especially Mets, which are bottom-of-the-barrel servant drones, are being used as makeshift weapons? Again, I don't disagree with the points, but the wrong character is making them. I'm not saying villains can't be complex, but based on what I know about the world build and classic Mega Man lore, this doesn't work coming from a bot reprogrammed by a crazy mad scientist who's just bent on chaos and destruction. I don't know if they did this kind of thing in the other comics or not, since I haven't finished any of them, but since this is my first time seeing this kind of rule bending from this type of character, it's frustrating me a little bit. Thankfully, Blastman puts a stop to Torchman's unearned self-righteousness and blows him up with a Met Bomb. Blastman turns his attention back to Mega Man, but a gear-enhanced Buster Shot destroys the bombs before they can be launched, and Blastman gets caught in the explosion. Rock checks to make sure if Rush is okay, before finding a wounded Met, and he prepares to put it out of its misery, but he hesitates. He spots Torchman, still alive, but impaled by several metal bars. As Mega Man tries to dig him out of the rubble, Torchman asks him why he fights and what he protects, and has the realization that it was foolish to think that they had to snuff out Mega Man's light to let their own shine. Again, Torchman is way too pretentious in this comic. He talks like a character who has had a lot of build-up and who might have been questioning his own motives and morals, but again, this is issue 1 of this continuity. He's written like an end-arc villain or anti-hero who's trying to get redeemed, but he really didn't earn it. Also, for all that boasting about being a warrior, he didn't fight at all. I know that his backstory states that he's a practitioner of martial arts to limit how destructive his flames can be, but again, he was reprogrammed by Wily to be evil. If we are to believe that the robots of this era have no free will and can only follow their programming, this, in my opinion, is bad or at least pointless writing. Mega Man does some hasty repairs on the Met, but Blastman interrupts, ready for round 2. And the issue ends there. So pretty much, the only major complaint I have about this issue is Torchman. He really didn't add anything and didn't need to be here. His banter with Blastman really wasn't entertaining. I was happy when the psychotic bomber robot blew him up, and you could write him out of the story completely and we wouldn't miss anything. We've seen other instances of Mega Man showing heavy emotions and helping out robots that would be considered lower spec than him in other works, and they did it better. Like the Yellow Devil Mark II chapter of Mega Mix. Long story short, the robot core Dr. Wily used to build the Yellow Devil Mark II was built in a factory, and the core recognized the CPU of that factory and viewed it as a mother of sorts. When Shadow Man destroyed the Yellow Devil, Mega Man showed sympathy for the core and used what energy he had left to give it enough power to interact with its mother computer. This is kind of a similar scene. A low-intelligence robot was taken advantage of and heavily damaged, and Rock helped it. So, other than just looking cool, seriously, I love Torchman's design, Torchman was kind of pointless in this comic. Mega Man could have come to this endpoint completely on his own, and it feels like the writers are trying to give a big emotional moment to a character that really did not earn it. But with that out of the way, yeah, I like this comic. The art is fun, I like the color choice and the shading, I love the facial expressions on the characters, and Mega Man is still rocking those awesome eyebrows. I heard that the Mega Man X branch of Timelines has been confirmed to get its full series, and I'm really hoping that Classic will get one too, so we can see more of Blastman and the other Mega Man 11 robot masters. Now, to talk about cameos and references to other works, I'll be turning the mic over to Gavin Dragon. Take it away, Gav.
Hello everybody, I am Gavin Dragon, and today we are going to be talking about all of the references and tiny little bips and bops that I have found in Mega Man Timelines No.1. In the opening shot of the building on the left, it appears to be the same one that Rockman's shadow was standing on in the opening of Rockman in Forte 2, Challenger from the Future. The reason why I think this is because the city is stated in the next panel to be Symphony City, the same city that was found in that game. We then see that Rock and Roll are both in their Mega Man 11 designs, and an extra life icon is what's blown out of the building's windows by Blastman. Tango appears from Mega Man World 5 on Game Boy. The city skyline, found on the final panel of page 3, appears to be a hybrid of multiple different cityscapes from across the series, including Mega Man ZX's cityscape, Mega Man Online's trailer cityscape, that is a cancelled MMO, some of the artwork from the Proto-Men, as well as possibly some of the cityscapes we saw in the Archie comics. Blastman and Torchman wear very similar cloaks to the hooded Navis in Battle Network 3 and Chod from Battle Network 6. There are more skulls on these though, so it's likely more of an original design, but the reference is cute. Torchman makes reference that Mega Man has a prototype double gear instead of a finished design. That's because Light installed it and kept it in Mega Man after Mega Man 11. Mega Man tells Rush to roll over and spins Blastman around, throwing him off of them. This could be a reference to the way Rock fought Magnet Man in the Archie comics. It could also be a minor reference to some of the flying tactics found in the Ruby Spears Mega Man cartoon. Blastman rigged up the Mets with explosives. They seem to act the most like the walking bombs from Mega Man 3, although these ones can climb up walls. It's a bit odd that they didn't use them, but it was probably to help build tension between Blastman and Torchman. Mega Man ends up losing his helmet in the fight, and it looks very similar to how he can do this in Mega Man 9 and 10, however in those games he takes double damage when he does so. Speaking of his helmet, collateral damage ends up taking out Torchman, where we end up seeing a damaged Met that Mega Man ends up trying to fix. There are multiple helpful Mets across the series, including in the Ruby Spears and Archie comics. However, this is the first time we ever see Rock actively try to repair a robot instead of just recommending that they go to Dr. Light for help. In the entire franchise. Rock also tries to free Torchman, perhaps hoping that Dr. Light can fix up Torchman for his original purpose, that being a campfire safety guide, although that's not really clear. Although Torchman does ask what Rock is fighting for, which Mega Man doesn't answer. And that was all the possible references I could find. Tell me what you found in the comments below. And thank you again, Blade, for having me. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully we'll get to do this again for the Mega Man X issue. If you enjoyed my voice at all, feel free to check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/GavinDragon2.
Thank you for that, Gavin. Even I didn't spot a lot of those. But yeah, I really enjoyed this comic and hope it becomes a full series. As I said at the start of the video, I bought every cover variant that was on the Udon website, but according to this page, there's still a few that I don't have yet, so I'm gonna have to hunt them down later. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join us when we cover Mega Man X Timelines Issue 1. Peace out!